الذي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الأمين المكين الرؤوف الرحيم. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا ونبينا مولانا محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. In Quran it is mentioned that Salah prevents fahsha and munkar. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha wal munkar. That Salah prevents from immorality and wrongdoing. Some people may pray regularly, not even missing a single Salah, yet still commit sins. And this is their habit since decades. Still they are committing sins. Why is this the case? Why they are still committing the sins? So scholars said that one of the reasons is that person may not be performing Salah properly, fulfilling all its essential acts and conditions. That is one of the reasons that he is praying regularly, not even missing a single Salah, but still he is committing sins. He is committing acts of immorality and wrongdoing. The reason is maybe he is not fulfilling all the fara'id and the shara'id and wajibat of the Salah properly. So let's discuss this topic in more detail, as we are required to learn the fiqh of prayer, fiqh of Salah, since performing Salah is obligatory. Learning the rules of Salah is also first and obligatory. There is a saying that any action that is based on an obligatory principle itself becomes obligatory. Whatever is wajib, if that is based on anything, that thing becomes wajib. If any act is first, that becomes first also. Why? Because one may not do properly and correctly that thing which is first or wajib without learning or without performing the thing which is on which that thing is based on. So many people pray Salah regularly and on time, but they ruin and spoil their prayers, the Salah, due to a lack of knowledge. Especially nowadays, I have encountered who fast, the memorizers of the Quran, who are encouraged to lead the prayer. Especially in America, people encourage if a boy is like mashallah doing the Hifzul Quran or completed the Hifzul Quran, they ask, oh, you are Hafiz, mashallah, you lead the Salah. May not be fully aware of the fiqh of Salah, because they are just memorizing the Quran without learning the fara'id and the wajibat and the prohibitively acts of the Salah and the mufsidat, the invalidating acts. If they follow any other Imam of fiqh such as Imam al-Shafi'i or Imam Malik or Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, that's fine. But mixing and matching, that is known as talfir, that is also not allowed among us majority of all these four schools. Like taking something from this school of law, taking things from this school of law. Inshallah, we will allocate a khutbah for that topic also. What are the flaws doing that and the sayings of the A'imma and the Akabir. However, many are unaware of which school of fiqh they are following, which is why I urge them to learn the fiqh of Salah as well. So if they are mashallah doing hifz, so they're supposed to learn the fiqh of Salah also. This will ensure that their leadership, their imamat, is their leadership in prayer, fi Salah, and imamah fi Salah is correct. And not only their own Salah, but also the Salah of others will not be spoiled. So there are three essential things. There are three, we could say, first things to learn regarding the Salah. First is the conditions or external requirements of the Salah, shara'i of the Salah, or shara'i fi Salah. Second, the pillars, the arkan of the Salah. And both the conditions and the arkan, shara'i and arkan, are first obligatory. Both are obligatory. The thing which is externally obligatory, that is known as shart, and which is internally obligatory, that is known as farz. The things that invalidate salah, mufsida, these three things supposed to learn, that is farz. Without proper knowledge of these aspects, if someone make mistakes related to them, their salah become invalid. And it is as if they have not prayed at all. They are praying, but not prayed at all. So today I'm going to talk briefly about the arkan of the salah. So there are 7 things, or you could say 6 things, to say Allahu Akbar, the takbir. Takbir is considered part of the salah, conditions of the salah, and it is considered as, some scholars consider as wajib, but it is so closely to the first obligatory acts. That's why scholars mention it with arkan of the salah. Second is standing position, qiyam. Third is recitation of the Quran. Fourth is ruku', bowing. Fifth is sujood, sajda, and both sujood basically. And last qaida, final sitting posture, and to finish the salah with our action. These 7 things are considered as arkan of salah, the pillars of the salah. Takbir, standing position, recitation of the Quran, ruku', sujood, al-qu'ud al-akhira or al-qa'ada al-akhira, al-qu'ud al-akhir, last qaida, and khuruj bis-sun'i, to finish the salah with our action. So about the specification, clear in identification of the first prayer being offered, ta'yeenul fard, that is mandatory. We're supposed to specify, identify which prayer I'm going to pray, or which prayer I'm going to follow behind this imam. And second thing is qiyam. So the qiyam, definition of the qiyam is, if one were to extend their hands, they would not be able to touch their knees. So that is the definition of the qiyam. If one standing and he raises his hands, so his hands not able to touch the knees. That is the definition of the qiyam. So there are some laws which are obligatory about the qiyam. One must stand during all obligatory prayers, although this is not required for voluntary or supererogatory prayers, the nawafil. But in farz, wajib, that is mandatory. Praying salah while sitting on chair is invalid unless it is done due to genuine pain or the advice of a qualified Muslim doctor. If there is a pain, or someone is like pretty sure that if he prays standing position, he has no pain. Currently, meanwhile, he has no pain, but he knows that if he stands, then he's going to feel a severe pain. So in that case, or Muslim doctor said that you are not supposed to pray in standing position. Muslim qualified doctor which has the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obviously. So now, not out of laziness or imaginary fear. Just this today, nowadays, it become a trend. Coming in masjid or chair, just taking. Whether we have pain or not, just like little bit we are feeling tired or fatigue. So standing position is first. And raising the hands for ruku and after the ruku is not considered first in any of the 4 schools of fiqh. And some scholars believe it to be sunnah, while in the Hanafi school it is regarded as an abolished practice. Although the chain of transmission is authentic, but that act is abolished, mansukh. The ruling itself has been abolished, repealed. So there is a great discussion and debate between Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala and Imam al-Awza'i rahimahullah on this matter. A great faqih of Sham, Imam Awza'i. So Imam Sufyan ibn Uyayna, he narrates this story, that Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah and Imam Awza'i, they met in Makkah at the store of the perfumers. So Imam Awza'i asked Sayyidina Abu Hanifa and Nu'man bin Thabit, why do you not raise your hands at the time of ruku and when rising from the ruku? Imam Abu Hanifa said, because there is no any authentic narration from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam regarding this matter, nothing that mandates following it if there is no stronger opposing evidence. So he left it general because it is more compelling in convincing the opponent. So Imam Awza'i said, how can you say that it is not authentic? When I have been told by Imam Az-Zuhri, and he narrates from Salim, and he narrates from um, his father Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, that they narrate, used to raise his hand Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at the starting of the prayer, when going and when rising from the ruku. Imam Hanifa said, we were told by Hammad, and he narrates from Ibrahim, and he narrates from Al-Qama and Al-Aswad, and they all narrate from Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Masud radiallahu anhu, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would raise his hands only at the beginning of the prayer, and then would not repeat it afterwards. Imam Awza'i said, I'm narrating you from Zuhri, Salim, and his father Abdullah ibn Umar. And you are saying to me, we were told by Hammad, Ibrahim, and others. Imam Hanifa said, and he replied, Hammad was more faqih, more knowledgeable than Zuhri. And Ibrahim was more knowledgeable than Salim. He is a great faqih than Salim. And Al-Qama is not inferior to Abdullah ibn Umar in jurisprudence, in fiqh. Even though Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar had companionship with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and enjoyed the virtue of being a companion. And he said, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. In fiqh, he said Abdullah. He preferred the fiqh of narrators, just as Awza'i rahimahullah ta'ala preferred the higher chain of narration. And this preference for jurisprudence is supported view among us. तो इमाम औज़ाई वो रिजाल, वो सनद हदीस के अइम्मा की जो है हिफ्ज़, हाफिज़ा और अदालत को जो है मरकूज़ की। इमाम अबू हनीफा के पास उस सारे शराइत के साथ ये था, रावी अगर फ़क़ीह हो, एक्सपर्ट इन साइंस ऑफ जुरिस्प्रूडेंस, तो उसकी रिवायत को तरजीह दी जाएगी इनकी रिवायत पर, क्योंकि ये सब भी सिका है, ये सब भी जो है आदिल और दाबित है। हम्माद भी सिका है, इब्राहिम नख़ई भी सिका है, इस तरह जो है ऊपर के जितने अइम्मा हैं वो सिका है। इमाम अबू हनीफा ने फिर कहा कि अब्दुल्ला है, यानी अब्दुल्ला इब्न मसूद तो अब्दुल्ला इब्न मसूद है, अफ़क़हुल फ़ुक़हा है। हज़रत उमर रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु ने कहा था जब अहले कूफा की तरफ हज़रत अब्दुल्ला इब्न मसूद को रवाना किए, मैं तुम लोगों को खुद पर तरजीह दिया कहे, मैं इशार कर रहा हूँ कि अब्दुल्ला इब्न मसूद को भेज कर कूफा, मैं अपना लॉस कर रहा हूँ तुम्हारे फ़ायदे के लिए। जब हज़रत अब्दुल्ला इब्न मसूद कूफा तशरीफ़ लाए और started teaching, so when Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu in his caliphate, he came to Kufa, while he was walking on the street of Kufa, he listened. Sayyidina Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, Sayyidina Mawla Ali listened. The women of the Kufa, they were talking and discussing about the laws and the shara'i of the ahkam. They were discussing about the fiqh and the laws. So Sayyidina Mawla Ali radiallahu anhu said, Rahimallah ibn Mas'ud Mala al-Kufa bil-ilm. He said, may Allah shower mercy on Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. He filled Kufa with knowledge. वो कहे कि अल्लाह अब्दुल्ला इब्न मसूद पर रहम फरमाए कि मर्द तो मर्द, खवातीन भी जो है कूफा के गलियों में, रास्तों पर मसाइल फ़िक़्ह पर बातें कर रही है। Usually they do gossips about shopping and backbiting, all these things. लेकिन खवातीन अहले कूफा जो है वो मसाइल फ़िक़्ह पर बातें कर रही थी, जुरिस्प्रूडेंस के लॉस पर डिस्कस कर रही है। तो हज़रत सरकार मौला अली रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु ने फरमाया कि अल्लाह अब्दुल्ला इब्न मसूद पर रहम करे, उन्होंने कूफा को इल्म से भर दिया। सो इमाम अबू हनीफा said, अब्दुल्ला he is greater फक़ीह। तो अर्ज़ करना ये है कि इमाम अबू हनीफा के नज़दीक रुवात की अदल और दब्त के साथ फ़क़ाहत भी जो है सिहत हदीस की जो है बुनियादी शर्त थी। तो इस पर there is hadith also and numbers of ahadith mubarak and Sahih Muslim and other books also, that companion says, خرج علينا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ونحن رافعو أيدينا في الصلاة فقال ما بالهم رافعين أيديهم في الصلاة كأنها أذناب الخيل الشمس اسكنوا في الصلاة. Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم came out to us and we were raising our hands during the salah. He said, why are you raising your hands while praying like the tails of wild horses? Stay still when you are praying. So this hadith is graded as Sahih. Imam Nisai narrates in his Sunan and Imam Muslim and other Imam also. So one might ask a question, then why the Hanafiya do takrar of the yadayn, raf'ul yadayn, again and again in Eid, Salah and Witr prayers. So there is a consensus on this matter about the Eid prayer and Witr. And this demonstrates its sincerity, the sincerity of fuqaha of Ahnaf, as they follow the rulings where they exist and refrain from actions that have been abolished, that have been mansukh. So, recitation of the Quran, it is also obligatory to recite Quran Majid, one verse at least, in 2 rak'ah of the obligatory prayer, and in every rak'ah of all the prayers like Sunnah, Witr, Nafl. Any part of the Quran may be recited. That is not first. That is wajib to recite Surah Al-Fatiha, another surah. But just one verse of the Quran, that is first. Reciting at least one verse is first, but it is important to remember that it should be done according to the tajweed. Even one verse supposed to recite with tajweed. For example, if someone pronounces alhamd with with the ha of the hidayah. So alhamd means the praised one, all praise for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But alhamd means extinguished fire. Or we Hyderabadi usually pronounce the qaf as khala. So qala means he said, khala he thought. So the meanings are changing. So that's why it is necessary to even thus we said one verse recitation is first, that one verse supposed to read with tajweed. And a follower of Imam in congregational prayers must not recite Quran, but must listen and remain silent. So there are some other rulings also, inshallah, we'll share in next Jummah. The last thing I would like to share, one of the essential thing of the Salah, including these, among these acts, all these belongs to the actions. One more thing that belongs to the heart, and that is the most essential first is to pray Salah with the love and respect for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is a great hadith. I'm not going to share all of it. Just saying, quoting that Sayyidina Anas radiyallahu anhu, he narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we were praying the Salah, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and he raised the curtains and he smiled that we are praying the Salah. We were about to become overwhelmed with joy, happiness as seeing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just tasawwur कीजिए, जो हजरात मदीना मुनव्वरा विजिट किए हैं, क़िबले की सिमत और हुजरे मुबारक, क़िबला इस तरफ है और हुजरा जो है हजरत आयशा का वो लेफ्ट साइड है. वेदर उसका डोर चाहे इस तरफ खुलता हो या उस तरफ खुलता हो, it's not possible to see the blessed face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam without turning face or like this. And we all consider all these things we are not supposed to do in the prayer. But Sahaba, they are praying here, the Qibla is in straight, in front of them. तो वो नमाज में रसूलुल्लाह के चेहरे अनवर देखे, हालत नमाज में, और कहते हैं कि हम ये गुमान किए अन नफ्ततिना मिनल फरह बिरुयतिन नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, हम आजमाइश में आ जाएंगे रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के चेहरे अनवर को देखने से हमको जो खुशी हुई. यानी आप गौर कीजिए, क़िबला सामने है और हुजरा रूम जो है रसूलुल्लाह हज़रत उम्मुल मोमिनीन का वो लेफ्ट साइड पर है. तो कैसा देखे सहाबा किराम, और उनकी निगाहें कैसा लगी हुई थी. अगर मैं ऐसा ठहरूं तो मुझे ये कर्टन का नजर भी नहीं आएगा कि कौन वहाँ ठहरा हुआ. अल्लाह मैं इस तरह जो है अपनी कोरे चश्म से देखूं या फिर चेहरा उस तरफ कर. तो अर्ज करना यह है कि सहाबा किराम रज़ियल्लाहु अजमईन हालत नमाज में चेहरे अनवर को देखे और कहते हैं हमको इतनी खुशी हुई, हम ये समझे कि हम उस खुशी से, चेहरे अनवर की दीदार की खुशी से हम आजमाइश में आ जाएंगे. यानी अब हम नमाज में खड़े नहीं रह सकेंगे, हम नमाज को कंटिन्यू नहीं कर सकेंगे. लेकिन ये बात खुद काबिल गौर है कि हालत नमाज में कैसा देख रहे थे उस तरफ. और रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने यह भी नहीं फरमाया बाद में कि नमाज पढ़ते वक्त जो है मेरा चेहरा नहीं देखना, निगाह जो है सजदागाह पर होना चाहिए, निगाह सजदे के पास होना चाहिए. नमाज पढ़े तो अदब क्या है कि हमारी निगाहें जहाँ पर हम सजदा करते हैं वहाँ होना चाहिए, ना सामने देखना चाहिए, ना लेफ्ट ना राइट. लेकिन मना नहीं फरमाए, तो इसमें अहले मोहब्बत के नुक्ते हैं के लिए जो है बहुत से निकात है। हजरत अब जो है अल्लामा इकबाल के इन दो अशार पर अपनी बात ख़त्म करता हूँ। अदाए दीद सरापा नियाज थी तेरी, किसी को देखते रहना नमाज थी तेरी, अज़ा अज़ल से तेरे इश्क का तराना बनी, नमाज उसके नज़ारे का एक बहाना बनी। May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us tawfiq to love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, respect Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as Allah and Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam commanded and will. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to learn the laws of the salah properly and practice and perform the salah following those laws. Jazakumullahu khairan. There are a couple announcements, as you all know, mashallah. So please cooperate your cards orderly and donate generously for the masjid upcoming and ongoing expenses, and masjid need your help as a volunteer. And please read the Salat ala Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam today and Surah Al-Kahf, and inshallah dua will be performed after the Salah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.